Okay, now this question is, did you, some people don't develop until physically late in adolescence. Were you like that? Yes, I've already covered that. Some people feel inadequate as adults because they were exposed as youngsters to people more developed. Or you feel uptight in this area due to being part of a crowd, not being a leader, or being in. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really resent it, but I never was in the in crowd. But I'm not sure I wanted to be. I don't think it would have been a good thing at my school because a lot of the in crowd did drugs. I'm some kind of combination of shy and outgoing, and I still am. I don't know how to really explain that. I mean, I don't mind talking to people. I can, but I also kind of don't like to have, like, I'm better with people over a short period of time sometimes than a long period of time. When I really get to know somebody, not sure I'm really crazy about that. Lying. Yeah, I definitely lied. I mean, I lied to make my life easier because, you couldn't satisfy my parents. So if you just lied to them and told them what they heard, wanted to hear, then at least for a few days you'd get some relief. But basically, and it might not ever come out. So unfortunately, I learned to lie at an early age. I've been lying my whole life. And I really am trying not to lie so much anymore, but unfortunately I learned telling people what they want to hear at an early age really would work, so I definitely do that a lot. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've never really wanted any homosexual or had any homosexual fantasies. I was not ashamed of my parents too much. I mean, they were pretty good, and it was not too much of a problem. Yes, now that's something I did do. I took money and my parents probably for granted. I don't think that I appreciated what they gave me enough. Um, but how can you when you're a kid? I don't know how to, you know, I don't know the answer to that. But yeah, I definitely probably took my parents and the money that they gave me for granted, for sure. I feel like I was very dependable as a friend. Um, I think in general, I've been a better friend to most people than they've been to me, for the most part. And I didn't really know. I never would be friends with somebody, and then when somebody else came along that seemed cooler or better or whatever, be friends with them. I mean, I don't think so anyway. what was the best experience I had and the worst? Um, I'd say going to college was the best experience of my life up until recently when I've started going to AA and getting sober and going to SAA and maybe I tell people this is one of the best years I've ever had, and I do believe and I hope that it gets better in the future. Um, and I actually think it's going to. Up until now, though, I would say going to college was the best experience of my life. Getting away from my parents, you know, being able to really get into my addictions of alcohol, gambling, and sex and pornography. I mean, college is a great place if you want to live a sinful life. I'm actually really worried about my daughter going off to college, some big state university like I did. I really have been praying for God to put her in the right place for her. And I used to want her to go to University of Texas so bad because that's where I wanted to go to school when I was a kid, but I didn't, follow through on my dreams. But, I'm just not so sure that that's the right environment for a high school kid. I mean, there's just too much distraction, too much possibility for things to go wrong. And even if I actually even pray with my daughter every night that it's okay if God has a plan for her to get her so we can get her into that situation so that it can be the best for her, whatever that might be. Or if God has a plan for her life that doesn't involve college, to let us, just give us the knowledge and the power of that and the strength to carry that out. But anyway, the best experience I ever had in my mind up until I got sober and started working on my sex addiction was definitely going to college. Even when I worked, I lived like a college student. I had typically an efficiency or a one-bedroom apartment. I drank a whole lot after work. I didn't drink on the job ever. I just lived like a college student my whole life up until I got married. I mean, I enjoyed mountain biking and whitewater rafting and just working out and jogging and playing tennis and basketball, and I just lived like a college student up until I met my wife and got married. So that was the best experience. The worst experience, well, I don't know if this is the time to talk about it or not, but hold on one second. I'm going to just start this over.